Hi, everyone. Welcome to Lamb. Well, right now we're in the Overlook. I'm Rachel. If you haven't done any of my programs, you might not know me, but if you have been doing the virtual crafts and stuff with me, I'm Rachel. I'm the one who you can mostly only see my hands when we're sewing things or painting things. And those of you who came to my in person when I did it was great to meet all of you. But I am the program and outreach coordinator here at LAM. And with us today for the writing workshop is our own resident writer, Lise. Lise, you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I am an MHT, a material handler at LAM. It's probably one of the best jobs I've ever had in my life. So if you're looking for a new career or you're starting out looking for careers, please consider the library. And I have also published a few things, and we're going to discuss how that happened today. But I have a poem in the Celtic Guide. This is a journal I looked for online when I had a particular poem I was looking to publish. So I looked specifically for something witchy. And then submittable, which Ray is going to show us how to do. When you start submitting material to different journals, you'll find that everyone uses the platform Submittable, except for possibly the New Yorker, I think, is still has their own platform. So as you submit, you get an account. And once you have an account, you're also going to have the Discover area where you can discover contests, all kinds of material and opportunities. It's just full of opportunities, whether you're an artist, a poet, there's a lot of stuff for poets, manuscripts, and short stories. And one of the most important things if you're writing fiction, like writing novels or even nonfiction, is you want to get your short stories out there. Because if someone's looking for a manuscript, they want to see what have you done. That's the first thing they ask. Where are you published? And I'm kind of slender with only a couple of things. So I have to go back to working on my short stories. Excuse me, but there's the opportunity on Submittable to find contests, to win prizes, monetary prizes, and it's very important that you have an account on Submittable. But since Ray is my favorite program and outreach coordinator, one of the reasons she's my favorite, other than her beautiful personality, is she gives us craft kits. So I'm dying to see.
I was supposed to say, who me?
So I'm dying to see what's in my craft kit. I hope you guys are too.
Yeah, and as you can see on the little ticker on the bottom, that if you did not pick up your writing kit, we have them available at LAM. And if you didn't sign up, we still have at least, I think, like 15. So they're available. You can call us here at LAM or just come by and see if we have any left. And then you get to see what we're opening right now.
Yes, and the thing is, the best part of these is the craft kit, I have to say. So I'm going to open mine slowly, and I'm very excited. First, I see a green pen, and since we have a green screen, it looks like a ghost pen. So I get the invisible or the ghost pen. I hope you guys did too. These are important for writers, having a good pen, and I see she has given us a fantastic journal, and this will get us talking about free writing, which is the most important thing, whether you're writing fiction or nonfiction, to do free writing at least a half an hour, if not more, a day. This is awesome.
So by free writing, what do you mean?
What you do is you sit down, you can write what's on your mind already for a work that you're doing, or you can just write something that happened. You start off with, I don't care, the sun is shining really brightly through the kitchen, but then you just write and you don't stop to check spelling, you don't stop to make your subject more concise. You just keep writing, because this is where you're going to get your practice for just writing, because you never want to be working on your manuscript and your writing just doesn't feel like it's flowing. So free writing is the most important thing a writer does.
And so then if I was going from a scenario today, my cat didn't eat their food, so my scenario is that they went out and ate mouses, and then I just write
and you write about it, and you'll be surprised
Yeah.
You're also opening your brain. So what happens is, okay, you're writing about, I'm pretty sure the cats ate all kinds of mice last night. Well, you're going to find out that your brain is going to carry you down a completely different path.
Yeah.
So it opens your neurons to possibilities, and really only free writing does that. So whether you have an idea or not, whether you're halfway or completely full with your manuscript and you're already proofreading, free writing is the most important thing. And I appreciate the fact that you gave us the pen, the invisible pencil, which I hope you guys got. And every writer needs treats.
Yes. Oh, and there's a sticker in there. It says iNovel. If you've never heard of NaNoWriMo, that's the National Novels Writing Month, which is November. November is National Novel Writing Month. And if you've never participated in NaNoWriMo, that's a fun way to do, like you said, free writing, because you're supposed to write 50,000 words in 1 month.
Wow.
So you start and you just write and write and write and write. I know friends who have done it for 3 years straight and still haven't finished their novel, but they have like 150,000 words now to that novel.
Right. And actually most of novel writing is writing. You want to get from point A to point B. You have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You're going to have a protagonist. You're going to have all these extra people and a lot of extra situations. So after you write this like 200,000 page novel, word novel, you're going to end up with 100,000 words once you cut out all the extraneous people and circumstances that don't get you from point A to point B. And you're going to really have a good time. And even with nonfiction, creative nonfiction, you still have to be able to write in such an interesting way, like a story. Creative nonfiction is fantastic. Like you can use the Queen Boudica. I've done that in one of my stories I think it got published, where you get the information, and this has to do with citing, so we will get to EBSCO also. But you do have to still cite, I think it was Tacitus has written this journal about the experience of the Romans in England at the time. And that's where you get your primary source. Although I don't think Tacitus I think he had a primary source. So is he considered secondary? But it's still a good source and you have to cite it in your book because he wrote in great detail. But there's a few things that Ray, being so good on the computer and with what she does, I'm hoping she's going to show us a few things with Submittable and EBSCO, because EBSCO, any of you who have gone to college or university and you're out now, that's one of the things you miss is your research platform. But the library, I was excited to find out, has EBSCO.
Through the library, we can get a lot of different research platforms. But yeah, we can see your comments. So if any of you have any questions about any of the things we're cruising over, NaNoWriMo, free writing, anything, just feel free to put the comment in and then we can get to it and answer any of those questions. But I'm going to jump so I can share my screen to show you Submittable, as Lisa's been talking about. She's introduced me to this, and let me pop it up. I had never heard of it before, but now we're going to learn about it. So I'm going to, what do I need to do?
Go to the sign in.
Sign in.
And then it'll show you.
Create an account. Let's hope. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to
sign up.
Sign up. Oh, you know, if I can. I just realized I have a mouse and I should just use that instead. Okay. So, wow. There's a lot of... I'm going to. Let's see. Okay.
Now, this will also keep track of all your submissions. When you get on my Submittable account, you could see all submissions for years. What was accepted, what was declined, what I withdrew, all that. But if you hit Discover.
Discover, it's up here.
These are all the opportunities, and they just go on and on and on. Some of them, of course, you could do no fee, but a lot of these fees really have to do a lot with prize winning and them maintaining their submittable platform. So the fees
So
are
if I wanted to do poetry, which
Right.
is number one, but I don't want a fee.
then you're going to see all the non-fee poetry opportunities.
Okay.
What's this
Alright,
one?
and then
Penrose. That looked like Penrose.
Penrose Poetry Prize. Okay, so if we want to save this one to my account.
Right, and you can also click on it and let's see
Oh, cool.
what it's about. This is an
Awarded for excellence in poetry by LGBTQIA+ writers. Awesome.
right, and here's all the submissions, and then you can, or all the guidelines, and then what you also do, it's showing you the cash prizes. You also can go down to their, well, not there, but you come back up and let's see if we can find their online place. What was it? What did it say up here? If you go a little further up again, the volume of Ouroboros, you can actually Google, I would Google the Penrose Poetry
Yeah.
Prize and see, and I always go to their site to double check the submission guidelines.
Oh, Death Rattle has a website.
Visit website. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why we have these
Cool.
smart young people
I
that
was
show
like,
us.
can you just mess around, click a few buttons?
Oh, she's perfect. That's why she does these.
Okay,
Well, that's going to save me a
that's
lot of time
awesome.
after all the
now
years.
You just need to click the little, I don't know what that
Let's
word,
go to-
that thing's called.
The down arrow.
Yeah.
Let's go to visit website and just see what pops up. See, and then if you click on submit up here, it'll give you the guidelines. It'll tell you all about it and what their guidelines are.
Okay, awesome.
So that's really important.
Okay.
So
Oh
you're
no, it's still stuck. You're right. Let me see if I can fix that. Sorry, guys.
Thank you, Chelsea.
You see? I'm, like you said. There you go.
Okay, let's try to go through it again, finding
Okay, so we signed in. We created an account. Hopefully you guys can see this now. We went to the Discover feed, which is up here.
and then she clicked on, I think you clicked on poetry.
Yeah, I went to search.
Is it showing
clicked
now?
Poetry. Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Good.
and no fee.
We're going to say no fee. We're going to search it. And then it was this one right here. I already had saved it to my feed.
And show them how you could find the website also.
So right here, Death Rattle is, I guess, the author. We can visit the website. And then it will take us
And there's submit up here.
submit.
And this is all your guidelines for submissions.
September 1st through November 20th. So if you have any poetry, you got 2 days.
And there were some cash prizes involved,
Yeah.
200. And like we said, the big thing is especially if you're someone writing a serious novel or a book of nonfiction, creative nonfiction, make sure you get your short stories and poetry in there and try to win prizes. I haven't won any prizes, but I've got to start actually trying hard to win again, because when a publisher is looking at your work, they want to know, what have you done? If you don't have anything to show, there's so many submissions, they'll automatically throw that into their slush pile. So you want to make sure you're submitting poems and short stories.
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's really
These
important.
are things that I wish I knew back when I was making short stories and
When she was a
poetry
young woman.
in college, when I had time for these things. And you say you never have time when you're an undergrad for anything.
Right,
But
that's true.
wait till you work full time and you're getting your master's and you never have time for anything.
Right, and it's still important to get, and normally you save your poetry, right? Your poetry and your short stories are probably saved somewhere. So drag them up. If you write, you can't help but write. So they're going to be somewhere. Drag them up and submit them. You just kind of go through them again and submit them. And
which is another tip for writing, like the free writing, like you said, that I have done for poetry before, is using your journal as a dream journal instead of just from something that it happened to you during the day and you start writing about it. The way to do is like, you had a dream, you wake up, you start writing about what that dream was, and then you can like turn it into something. You could just
Start writing.
Use
from
your
there.
imagination, what the dream means, where you're going in the dream, what was happening. And so dream journals are really a great thing to keep as well for poetry, and I'm sure for fiction.
It is.
as
There,
well.
there's actually, if you keep it by your bed, because I have tried that. My dreams were, I never realized they were so choppy, but you can have some crazy dreams, and that gives you a really cool basis of, maybe you're on a train and all this crazy stuff is happening, but you're thinking, why the train? And, and then if you start writing like that, if you've already dreamt it, your brain's already trying to tell you something. So if you're free writing, you're going to come up with something really interesting.
You're
That's
so
good.
right. Yeah, no, that's awesome. So the other thing we wanted to show you was the research through Pueblo Library. So if you know basically how to get to the website, let me go. We're pueblolibrary.org, and then you're going to want to click on Research and Learn. Let me make sure we're sharing. We're good.
Okay. I think it was resources.
Resources for research. So this is when you're, like Lise was explaining, you're doing creative nonfiction. You want to find articles and things that you can use to
Peer reviewed, yeah.
cite that are like peer reviewed, good. If you search Google, you're going to find a lot of stuff that's probably not reviewed, maybe not the best things to use. You want to have things that are knowledgeable, peer reviewed, and like are fact.
Mhm.
So you're going to search here. You're going to go into here, online resources and databases. You're going to go to the complete list of databases. And actually the best one for just peer-reviewed articles, journals, things is the first one, A, Academic Search Premier. Okay, so this is going to search journals.
Will it bring up, do you think, EBSCO that I used to use in college?
Yeah, so let's click on it. And as you can see right here, it says EBSCO host.
Oh,
So this
okay.
is through EBSCO, it's Academic Search Premier.
Okay.
You can also click in here and choose databases and actually like click different ones to search through if there's specific ones, because there's like ones for medical, art, just so it can be more specific to what you're looking for. Like I'm doing my master's in library sciences, so I would choose the library science and information databases.
Right.
Looking for more articles about public libraries, academic libraries, and such.
And if one of your characters is a librarian, there you go. There's this research, and this research that you can build this character from. Building a character is very important, but so is citing your research in creative nonfiction. That is, no one's going to listen to you if you don't have good citation.
So what's somebody we would search for in a journal or a subject or?
Okay, let's look up Cordano Verde. He was the
You're gonna have to spell that for me.
he was the what our Greenhorn Mountain is named after. He was can't remember if he was Apache. No, I'm not going to get the Cordano Verde.
There you go.
Let's see what comes up. We don't want everything.
Yeah, right now it's just it found us. So on these, which I think maybe, I don't know if you can always refine your search.
Okay.
So you can change the year to something newer, or if you want the year to be older, which is probably what we're looking for, and it's only
maybe I
searching
should
newer.
have also, because Cordano Verde means greenhorn. Maybe I should have put Chief Cordano Verde, put Chief in front of there. And this is part of the fun of research.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what are we gonna get?
Yeah. Nope.
Not finding it. Let's see if we can go back.
Oh, isn't there a way to look at history journals?
That might be what we need to do. We're in academic, but we might need to look somewhere else.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go back into our list of databases. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure you got history.
History reference.
Let's try
Is that going to be it? Yeah, history documents. Perfect. Here's history. Let's try this one. Chief
Cordano Verde. CUER. Perfect.
Let's see. Cuervo. Oh, maybe I got it.
No.
It's not that one.
Mm-mm, it is definitely greenhorn.
Huh.
Yeah, so this is where it gets really interesting. You're going to have to
Let's look up greenhorn.
right.
Did you say Greenhorn Valley? Or is it Greenhorn?
Make greenhorn two different words. I would say Apache Chief.
No results.
Well, of course, I gave us one that's really bizarre, but I know I looked up some articles through here.
Greenhorn. Yeah, it's not really finding much.
Well, maybe we have to write some peer-reviewed
That's
nonfiction
what we
on
need to
Chief
do.
Cuerno Verde, and I
Okay, so
hope
it's
someone's
time.
going to do that.
Because, see, and this is through EBSCO as well. Like I said, most of these searches are going to be through EBSCO, which is like Lee said, if you did undergrad.
And just so you know, if you're looking up Chief Cuerno Verde, the journalist or the general at the time was Anza, A-N-Z-A. So you're going to be looking up Anza and look for, I can't remember his first name, look for his journal, which is online. They have it at the University of New Mexico, I'm pretty sure. So we could look up Anza real quick just to see.
In the
Let's do the
history one?
academic one. I favor EBSCO. We just didn't look long
Let's see our
enough.
advanced search.
We're looking for full text. We want the
Okay, so what are we
ANZA, General ANSA, but just a few hit search. We'll see what comes up. National Treasures. What was his name? That's it. That's his name.
Juan
Bautista de Anza. So that's who you're going to be looking for. He's the first person reference, or what's it called? The primary reference, because it's his journal.
Trailing Anza. So here he
Right.
is. So if you wanted this one, you just go into it, and it's gonna say it's an HTML full text or a PDF. You'll click in, and then this will be the full article.
And it'll cite for you.
And then, yeah, you don't, if they're asking you for MLA, APA, all of them, all you need to do is click cite and then go to the one you got to go to. So like in school right now, I have to do APA. So I would just copy and paste this one. If you need to do Harvard, Chicago,
MLA is one of the ones that I did. And we have these books at the library, just so that you know, if you don't like doing them online, we have the library books for them. I don't know if you could see it.
So yeah, that's literally citing right there. You don't even have to like come up with how to cite or
copy and
mess with
paste.
it. You can just copy and paste it.
And it works. It works on all
Yeah.
research papers. So that's how you research. And if you can't find the first thing, like Cuerno Verde, then you find the next thing attached to that, or name, which was ANSA. So
Which,
that was perfect.
See
Thank
how
you.
you are? See, like that we went from searching one thing to,
Yeah.
here's the way. If
You
you
have to
can't
think
find
of-
it, you go
yeah.
to the next person and
Right. You
connections.
that's what a writer does. You just can't stop, and you're always going to go down a rabbit hole. And you could be writing about a dystopian novel, let's say, so you're studying, I don't know, Nazi history, anything that's going to get you in that mood, and you might use some of the framework, of that time period. But you're going to go down a rabbit hole, and you might be finding information for your second and third books. So usually as a writer, don't be surprised if you have a few books going on, and always get those short stories and poems going. Always, always, always.
That's what I always thought, reading books, like you get the trilogy and the trilogies don't come out at the same time. And then I'm like, did they already know that this was going to happen at the end before they even started book one?
That is
Or
it.
did they
And they'll tell you in school, they want you to have the entire outline before you write the book. And I'll tell you how
so
this
for
writer
a
does
trilogy,
it. Not necessarily, because a lot of times I'll start free writing, and all of a sudden I've been writing for 2 hours instead of my half hour. So I've been writing for 2 hours a story, and I've already got the first 3 chapters. Well, then I start my outline. And you really do want to have an outline. It doesn't have to be an academic outline. It could be a timeline, anything. You want to get from here to here to here to here. And you might not know how you're going to get to the end, though. That's why with the trilogy, sometimes you write this massive tome and then you break it down to a trilogy. So it's, I would say they normally know the entire book till the end. But then you have someone like Diana Gabaldon or Gabaldon. She's very popular.
Outlander.
Her series has gone on for a very long time. And I have a feeling hers has changed.
Yeah.
She knew where she was going to go in Outlander.
Do you think that that authors have changed the story for their fans too? Like if they pushed them in one direction or another?
I actually wish that would happen more with her in particular, because as much as I love, she's one of my favorite writers. She's probably one of the best writers I've ever written her work. And her protagonist, Claire, who's everyone's favorite, gets on my nerves so bad because she gets that Jamie in so many.
Yep.
She gets him in so many predicaments that are actually really dangerous predicaments that sometimes I get very frustrated with her.
And that's one great thing about writing and like characters is though this is a
They're not perfect.
well-loved story, but most all of us will say we don't like Claire because she does these stupid things.
Yet she moves that story.
Want to keep reading it because she's human or like.
And that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up because people aren't perfect. And if you have a perfect protagonist, that'll get you along for a short novel, but you're going to get bored with that person. So this is one of the things I don't know anything about is snark. I think my characters can be kind of one-dimensional. They're either good or bad or just a little bit of both. But they really have to be different. I mean, we all know snarky people, they're hilarious. They might get on our nerves. But, we have to develop these really complex people, and free writing is going to get you there also. Yeah. It's going to, as you're working on your outline, you're thinking, I don't know, I've finished this manuscript and this character is just so, I don't know, I'm starting to hate her because she's a goody two-shoes. Those people get on your nerves too. So you're going to have to throw in, and it can take a very long time to write a book, a very long time. And that's why it's important to keep up with your short stories and poetry and keep submitting, yourself submitting.
Keep submitting and try out NaNoWriMo.
Yes.
If you've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it. That's great.
The sticker has the little thing. It's November is the national, what's it? NA and National Novel Writing Month.
It's strange you can't see our big smiles, huh?
We have a mask mandate here, so
okay.
At least we look cute even with our masks on.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't worry.
So we don't care.
If you want, yeah. But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to talk about
didn't
today?
think so. I think we got all that done. I really, like I said, I want to say I really appreciate our program and outreach coordinator, Rachel Packard. I think she gives us the best craft kits. Seriously. And this is fun and this is good for anyone. Anyone should be journaling every single day, at least for half an hour. It's good for your brain health.
Lise is my biggest advocate. Thank you, Lise. But she's always helping me, which is, I love that she got to come here today and do this writing workshop.
Me too.
For you guys,
it was fun.
A writer, and she's taught me so much so far, If you guys have any questions, please, like I said, just put them in the comments. We can answer them, or if you just have any comments you want to say. Next month, we will be doing another virtual craft. It's going to be painting a wooden ornament. So
how fun.
Look for that and go ahead and sign up, and I'll have those kits hopefully ready for you. And because it's the holiday season and time has been going really fast. I can't believe it's already the 18th. So if you are participating in NaNoWriMo, you should be like more than halfway through your 50,000. I did not participate this year only because, like I said, I'm doing my master's right now.
Well, we're going to do it next year, even though you might still be doing your master's.
So Chelsea has a question. She says, Lise, you mentioned you don't typically plot things. What is your process?
Okay, my process is basically something comes up when I'm free writing. I'm reading the newspaper, watching the news. Something stands out at me. So then I just start free writing like crazy and just investigating it with an open mind. And then once I have kind of the story is already, I can't write fast enough. Once you can't write fast enough to keep up with your story, it's time to stop. And then you sit down and you plot Rachel is going to have this happen to her, and you get all the way through to the end. Plot out the entire thing. Make sure you introduce her well. You have to decide whether you're going to be writing present, first person present. Let's say I need a lot of action in it. So Rachel hears the lightning and she does this. Or is it Rachel heard the lightning and moved? So you have to decide on that too. If you're going to write first person active, it's going to be a faster story.
So if you were free writing all this information in one tense, and then you decide you wanted to go first person, and then you'd have to rewrite everything again.
Yeah, and
from a different perspective.
And you know what? We're lucky. We have Word where we can take out chunks of work. We can insert stuff. So we never worry about totally rewriting stuff because we're lucky we have Word. But this is important because it opens your brain and it gets you thinking of this stuff. And you look at your favorite novels. Like my favorite one that got me wanting to write, it was so well written, was Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. I thought his writing, and it even started off slow. You're supposed to start a book off like with a bang, but he didn't. He started off kind of slow, and we went until we hit, I think it was the Pecos River, and then it was just pure action all the way to the end. So you just have to find your favorite book. Was it written first person, second person? Was it a remembered thing? Is it happening right now? Everything happening fast. But the biggest thing is getting from point A to point B. And you also have to have your antagonists. You've got your protagonists, but you have to have antagonists that are putting barriers in the way. You know, we have barriers in life all the time. But when someone's reading, they're investing their time. So you have to carry them really well through these things. And
one of my favorite books, this reminds me, like you said, like how do they do it, first person, whatever. One of my favorite books is written in a way I think there's other books written like this, but this is one of the only ones I've read written like this. But it's written from other people's perspective of that person.
Yeah.
The person interviewing people who knew that person.
Oh,
like the whole
neat.
thing is an interview of one person in one chapter, and then interviewing another person. They're all interviewing them about this said person, which this book is The Witch of Portobello by Paulo Coelho.
Oh, and we love that. Everyone
And
loves
Paulo
that.
Coelho writes in all different forms. But
Yes.
in this way, it was just, to me, I was like, I've never seen this before.
And that's
And
exciting.
I'm emotionally invested in this person, even if you never hear from them first person until later, or not even at all.
That's exciting.
But it's just somebody else's opinions, all these different people's opinions of this person in each chapter. And it pulled me in, and I was just like, I felt so like connected to this person just from other people's opinion of that one person.
Right. And when you read these books that really get you fascinated like that, you think to yourself, well, I'm going to do my story this way. And 9 times out of 10, it won't stay that way. But that's going to carry you from beginning to end. And you also have to have strong characters. Like you might have you might think, well, my character is this mousy guy and he becomes strong later on. Well, you have to show his strengths right away. Or the reader is going to say, you know what, this guy's getting on my nerves too much.
There's like show that potential for that strength.
Right. You have
Even
to.
if he doesn't see it, you can see that there's going to be.
Right. And that's another way to describe a character is, like you said, from someone else's viewpoint.
Yeah.
So you don't have to say, Ray has red hair and she's really pretty and she went and did this. Well, you can say so-and-so looked at her and just saw the light on her hair. I mean, you know what I mean. You don't tell the reader everything. You have to show a lot.
Yeah. Awesome.
But yeah,
that was a great question because it brought up a lot of really awesome, like our favorite books and how they brought us
they
in,
carry
like,
us. Yeah. And you want to do that. You want to carry. But yeah, in the beginning, I don't plot it. I just got my story and I just write, usually longhand. And don't worry about anyone reading it because usually you're writing so messy at that point. No one's going to you won't even really understand it, but it's carried you, you know, to where you're like, okay, I'm ready to start this story because my writing can't keep up with how fast my brain's going.
My suggestion for all of you, which has held me back before, is when I'm writing something, I'll tell somebody who I think is a close friend that will help me. I'll be like, do you like this? And then they'll tell me one critique. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just pitching the whole thing away.
Right.
And that kind of, I'm like, that always like.
I'll be honest
gets
with you,
me.
almost no one in your close circle of friends is going to be like, yeah, this is really getting me, because this is between you and these characters,
Yeah.
and you or this situation, whatever you're writing about, you have got to write it. And the only thing you're looking for is you ask them something specific. Is this carrying along fast enough? Am I describing too much to the reader? You ask for things that you do want to critique of, but if we're looking for praise, it's very
Yeah.
hard to get. It's you want that praise to come from who you submitted your work to. So if you're looking for an honest critique, ask specifically what you're looking
Yeah.
for, because you don't want someone to say, well, this is it's kind of dull, this
Yeah.
is just not interesting, because honestly, I would throw it away. You
Yeah.
just get like,
You're like,
that's
well,
horrible.
this person that you asked clearly wasn't into the history of greenhorn.
Yeah, and meanwhile, there's like a million people who would be completely
That
interested
are
in it.
interested in that.
We are,
yeah.
and someone
Don't
needs to
let
write
one
the
person
creative
like
nonfiction.
telling you something make you back down. If you feel powerful about something, keep doing it.
Keep
That's what
doing,
I'm
yeah.
saying. Like,
It's between you
just
and
keep
your writing.
doing it. I'm like, that's how I do with my drawings and my art. Some days I'm like, people are like, your art is, but I'm like, then I'm like, no, but this is what I'm feeling, and I'm going to continue.
Look at Picasso.
Yeah.
I mean, if Picasso showed, his mom, what do you think of this? She probably said, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
That is one of the
That's
biggest
my
stumbling
one
blocks.
advice, because like, that's how like from now on, I'm going to just write until what I want to write.
Right. Just what you want is between you and who you're submitting to. And it is really no one else's business at all until you're done.
Yep.
So,
well, if there's no more questions, I feel like this was a really great discussion, and I'm just really happy that Lise did this with me today, because
thanks
I
for
didn't know
asking
how
me.
it was going to go, but I feel like this is exactly what I wanted.
Thanks for including me. It's a lot of fun, and I love journals.
Yeah.
So, to be honest with you,
yeah,
this is awesome. And I got a ghost pen.
If anybody's watching this after the live, make sure to put comments or just email us or find us at LAM. We can answer any of your questions, and I can, if I see.
And you sign up
later.
for her craft kit.
Yeah,
get her craft kit, because everybody needs journaling. Everybody, it opens up your brain. It's good for you.
Awesome. But yeah, thank you all for coming, and just have blessed holidays, and just stay safe, because right now things are a little scary, but we all have each other. Even if it's virtual, we have each other. So make sure to watch out for everybody and check in. And yeah, will there be more writing events in the future? Hopefully.
You know what? There is actually a way. I watched a seminar. So that's interesting. A seminar on libraries hosting writing events and even publishing chapbooks. So let's look into that. I think that's really a good idea.
We're definitely going to have more events, hopefully. I know that last year I did a journal writing event for the new year, and I gave out journals and just journaling to make your new year better, because I use journals to have my small goals, because sometimes I look at things in the big picture and then freak out.
Mm-hmm.
And then my therapist taught me, here, write small goals for your week, and then start there and cross them off. And then you'll slowly get through your month, and then you don't look at the big picture. But that was one thing that I did, and hopefully we'll do that again. And there will be other writing events. But thank you for signing up and finding us. And
thank you, Rachel. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody have a blessed day. Bye.